Lesson 47, we're going to talk about circumference and pi. Not the pie you eat, but pi dealing with math. Okay. So, this goofy symbol is pi. Okay. Not P-I-E like the pie you eat, P-I. Okay. To draw it, just two lines with a little loop over it. That's how we usually draw it. Okay. So before we talk about circumference and pi, remember that we have diameter, and diameter to radius, remember 2 times the radius is going to equal the diameter. Okay, so circumference, what circumference is it's the perimeter around a circle. Okay, so if I put a circle here, remember the circumference is around the circle, the perimeter there. Okay. To find the circumference, I can here take the pi times the diameter, or 2 pi times the radius. Okay. We're going to use 3.14 for pi. Pi is a really long, irrational number. It's a decimal that never ends. Okay. So to approximate, we say that pi is equal to 3.14. You will need to remember that pi is 3.14. Okay? Now, the reason we have 2 different equations here is remember that the diameter is equal to 2 times the radius. So circumference is pi times this diameter, which is all the way across, or it can be equal to pi times 2 times the radius, because this 2 times the radius is the same as the diameter. So you have to keep that separate. So just remember, circumference is going to be equal to pi times the diameter, or 2 times pi times the radius. Pi is equal to 3.14. So our example, sitting through a circle with a 2-inch radius. What is the circumference of the circle? So our equations was the circumference equals pi times the diameter, the circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius. Did they give us diameter or did they give us radius? Here, they gave us radius. So I'm going to use this equation. So my circumference is going to equal 2 times pi, which is 3.14, times my radius, which is 2. Okay. Now, instead of doing the 2 times 3.14 right away, remember that we have properties that say if everything in the problem is multiplication, we can start moving the numbers around to make easier multiplication problems. So what I'm going to do is do my 3.14 times 2 times 2. Now I can multiply that 2 times 2 first, which is 4. So now I have, here, I'll make these x's so that you don't get confused with decimal point. So now I can do my 3.14 times 4. Okay, 2 numbers behind a decimal point, so it goes right there. So my circumference is going to be equal to 12 and 56/100ths. I need a label. My label is inches. So, remember, circumference is a distance around a circle. We have to remember that pi is equal to 3.14. And our 2 equations for circumference is pi times diameter, or else 2 times pi times the radius. Go ahead, try these few problems. You can skip A and E if you use your book. Okay. Go ahead, do them. Bring your questions to class so we can go through them.